So, one of my favorite movies to watch as of lately and to rewatch over and over is Blink Twice. And the reason why I like watching that movie over and over is because it is so many messages in this movie. And so I wanted to talk a bit about my theory on like the layers of womanhood and how we wake up, particularly using like race and privilege. So if you notice, the first person to wake up is what I call the ginger archetype. Now, you would think that the black woman would be the one that will wake up first within the system of patriarchy and white supremacy, capitalism, etc., etc. But no, it's the ginger archetype, which is what the reputation that how white people treat gingers in the community, but it's also like an umbrella term for white people who fall outside of white standards, but only amongst white people. So this can be gingers in terms of people with red hair. This can be people that fall outside of, the social acceptability of what it is to be white. So that means alternative, emo, tattoos, which is, become a little bit more acceptable here recently, LGBTQ, and activists and things of that nature. So that kind of falls under the white people who first get insight on who white people and what who white people are and what whiteness truly is, because they're at the bottom of the totem pole within whiteness. And a lot of them flock to black people and people of color for support and community, just like the character in the movie. Now, the second layer of women who wake up is the black woman. Now, in the black woman archetype, this includes monoracial black women and biracial black women only. And it also includes people who fall within the archetype of a black woman, even if they themselves might not identify as black. Like, let's say a Cardi B. Cardi B kind of tethers that line. And then we can say definitely black biracial people absolutely fall in that, collectively speaking. And then like Afro Latinos and people like that who they would like to think that they have a privilege because they sometimes try to identify with their nationality, but they don't have any privilege within whiteness or blackness, if you're being honest, that would put them actually above monoracial black women. So for like me, some people, I grew up hearing people ask me if I were mixed, or, every time I'm like in the Bronx, people assume that I'm Dominican, right? So an actual Dominican woman or an actual woman that's like not American or whatever, they think they have a privilege because they get to call themselves Dominican, but I'm not Dominican. So whatever privilege you think you have, you really don't, because we're kind of on the same level, if that makes sense. This archetype, which is the black woman archetype, is mother, right? She's the original. She's the creation. So her choices are both selfish and unselfish. So, like in the movie, the black woman, she was the one who, black women have the grass is greener on the other side. The white man's ice is colder, right? The white woman's ice is colder. Kendall St. Charles said that. We black women have that syndrome, right? This is why black women aren't the ones who wake up first. It's actually the alternative white people, the ginger archetype of white people that actually wake up first. But make no mistake, they're always going to choose their whiteness and privilege over anything else. So that's why they still might lean on people they deem is outside, at the bottom too. So they'll lean on black people, they'll lean on people of color, but they're never going to turn in that privilege for being white. And if you see, like in the show, how the whole show was basically about the black girl, she was the star of the show, right? Just like black women are the star of the show. All of the tactics was mostly put onto her. So whether those tactics were anger, whether it was seducing, like, well, I'm gonna try, because she had been to the island before, so, and she kept waking up and she kept remembering, so he put a lot of his focus on her. The attention really was on her the entire time, because they know that black women waking up means other women are gonna wake up. So whether he used the tactic of just straight up violence, whether he used the tactic of love, right? Interracial dating, the black woman, we love her, blah, 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 blah. No matter what the tactic is, their focus is always on you, worrying about her nails, right? Whether that is them, giving us more attention, whether that's them constantly creating, beauty standards that go directly towards us. So black women worrying about their hair. Black women worrying about getting relaxers. Black women worrying about everything that makes them them, and spending so much time worried about getting their hair done that they don't have time to realize that you are goddess. That this whole shit has always been centered. You're the center of it. Act like it. So, of course, after the black woman is the people of color, right? So this is the girl who was the Ninja Warrior girl or whatever, who was on some 8 seasons of a show, right? She was Hispanic in this. She seemed like she was Latina in this show, right? So her intuition is also, she falls outside of the standard of outside of whiteness. Nobody's going to mistake her for being white, for being Caucasian, right? But she's a notch above you within said hierarchy. But she's also tapped in because she falls outside of whiteness. She also understands that something is not right here, right? But she don't want to rock the boat because she don't want to lose possibly her position that she thinks she has. The thing about the POC archetype, whether that is anybody who is not black, anybody who is not black and who is not a biracial black woman that look biracial and look like you're mixed with black, they fall in there. So whether that's Asians, whether that's Hispanics, whether that's, Middle Eastern people, wherever, Persian people, all these different people fall within that. Her initial intentions upon encountering the black woman was to compete with her, right? This is the POC archetype. So in this case, when they were in the pool and she was noticing that the billionaire guy was giving the black girl all of his attention, right? And so she started flirting with him. And then the black woman got jealous and started faking like she was choking so she would get. Their initial interaction was to compete, right? But the thing about the POC woman archetype is once she wake up, and she's gonna wake up because she's gonna see after the black woman, she's not gonna be able to see because the trickle down effect is a motherfucker, right? So she's gonna wake up, and when she wake up, she's on it. You might have to give her a little dose, bitch. Wake up, like she knows, but she also got to drink the truth serum. Once she wake up, it's on site. Okay, now. The last group is the youngins. So I put this, even though under the youngins goes the hierarchy of race and privilege, but the youngins was the white girl that smoked weed all the time, and then the kind of white adjacent looking, but also Afro hair, that girl, right? We're gonna put all of them in the same box. Now, this is representative of what I would see as maybe 25-year-old women under 25 and teenagers, right? They like soldiers. It don't take them long to figure out, right? But once they figure out what I'm supposed to do, and they on it with pure youthful rage. So when they had to force them to drink it, right? Because when you young, you dumb, and you think the world is your oyster, and when the older women are bitter and all of that, right? But once they get it, and they finally let truth serum kick in, pure rage. Pure rage that only a young woman can put out. And a supremacy white woman who chose to forget and was mad that she was forced into remembering, she deserved her own video. No, she don't. Yeah, but that young girl, once she figure out that what older women told her is true, she on it. But the thing women have to do is trust your intuition, okay? You have to want to know the truth. Dark divine feminine. And let's never forget the old woman who she thought was weird, but force-fed her the truth. Listen to wisdom. That old lady was wisdom. And that snake venom is giving Lilith.